Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about word problems with fractions. So we're actually just going to jump in and start doing some examples of word problems that have fractions in them. But first, a couple of things that you want to remember for solving word problems is make sure you know what you're looking for. What are you trying to find? Identify any operations that you're going to need to use, or if there's more than one operation. Look for keywords. They'll tell you what to do. You can either underline, highlight, circle, draw a box, whatever you think is the most useful. Some teachers teach different acronyms and different phrases for how to solve word problems, and if you have any that were helpful to you, use that. And then, of course, set up your problem to solve. The last thing I wanted to add on here before we continue is once you have your answer, I want you to ask if your answer is logical. Does it make sense in the context of the problem? You might need to round up or down for it to make sense. It's like the students on the bus. Like, how many students can fit on the bus in the problem? And if you have the answer is 28.4 students can fit on the bus, I'm concerned about that 0.4 of a student. I'm concerned. So really, that'd be like whatever it is, round down, because you'd need another bus for that other student. Okay, so just see, does it make sense? Is it logical? So speaking of students, we have at Lakeside High School, 3/4 of the students play an instrument. Of the students who play an instrument, 2 out of 7 play the piano. So what fraction of the students at the high school or at the school play the piano? So I've got 3 out of 4 play an instrument. Of those, 2 of 7 play the piano. So I want to know what fraction of the students at the high school play the piano. So keyword here is all these ofs. So when you're using of in a word problem, that usually indicates you're going to multiply. So I've got 3/4 times 2/7. Right? If you need a review on how to multiply fractions, we have a video for that. All right, just multiply across. I get 6/28, or if you can cross cancel like that 4 and the 2, go for it. So that is actually going to become 3/14. So 3 out of 14, so what fraction of the students? 3 out of 14 students play piano. So if this is better read as 3 out of 14, it's more of a ratio. So 3 out of 14 students play the piano out of the whole school. So for every 14 kids, 3 of them are going to be playing the piano there. All right, you have Mr. Wilson, and that was a logical answer. Mr. Wilson bought a block of fudge that weighs 1/2 pound. He cuts the fudge into 5 equal pieces. So what's the weight of each piece of fudge? For this one, you might want to draw a picture just for you to see it. You might not need to. But here's his piece of fudge, and he's got 5 equal pieces. 4, 5. We're going to pretend that those are equal. Oops, definitely not equal now. Oh no. Sorry, Mr. Wilson, I messed up the fudge. Okay, we're going to pretend that that's a piece of fudge. Drawing's not my forte. We want to know the weight of each piece. So he cut the fudge. So kind of cutting is like your keyword here because he's dividing it. So he's dividing it. So I've got 1/2 divided, that's our division sign, divided by 5. So keep the first one, change your sign, flip the second one. Okay, and that's from our dividing fractions video. So I've got 1/10 is the weight. So let's see, this was a pound, right? 1/10 pound of fudge. So, and that makes sense because if each of these pieces is like 1/10, etc., you would have 5/10, which is the same thing as 1/2. So you can go back and check your answer too when you're done. And that's what he started with. 1/2 pound of fudge. So there's dividing. All right. Next one, we have Brianna watched an ant crawling in the backyard. It crawled 3/10 of an inch, and then it rested for a bit, and then it crawled 1/4 of an inch more. Important. How far did the ant crawl in total. So I circled our keywords here. You got more and total, so you know you're going to add. So if you have an ant who's gone 3/10 of an inch, he chills out for a little bit, he's resting, and then he crawls 1/4. Here's our adding. So we're going to go ahead and find common denominators and do all that. Let's see. 10 and 4 have a common denominator of 20. And for a more detailed explanation on this, we have a video for adding and subtracting fractions. So let's see. 10, 22, so it's going to be 6 on top. And then 5 on top there. So we have 11 over 20. And we are talking about inches. So the ant crawled 11 20ths inches. Let me fix that box. Okay, because you're talking about total. All right, our last problem here. So in the morning, this one's got a couple of steps. Amy has 12 gallons of gas. During the day, she drove to the store and she used 1/5 of a gallon of gas. Then she drove to the beach for the weekend and used 5.5 gallons of gas. So how much gas does Amy have left? So we're looking for how much does she have left. So we're going to subtract. So a couple of ways you could choose to do this. You could either go ahead and first add up how much gas she's lost and then subtract that from the 12, or take the 12 and just subtract it in pieces. I'm going to subtract the 12 from pieces. So we started with 12 and then we subtracted 1/5, and then we're also going to subtract 5.5. Now you can choose to either do like these two first, or you can add it's up to you, however you want to do it. I'm going to do these two first. So I need common denominators, so that's going to be 5. So that's going to be 60 over 5, that's 12, minus 1/5. All right, that part equals 59 over 5. So now I have 59 over 5 minus 5.5, which I need to convert. So 5.5 is really 11, over 2. So now I need to convert my 5 and my 2 to be the same unit, or to be the same denominator, common denominator. That's going to be 10. So I know I've got something over 10 minus something over 10. 5 times 2 gives me 10. So 59 times 2 is 118. And then I have 2 and 11, that's going to be 55. So then I just subtract across, just on top, 63 over 10. This is gallons left. Now, context-wise, if I say, oh, she's got 63 over 10 gallons left, that'd be really weird. That'd be a really weird way to say that, unless you're trying to be funny. I don't know. So I'm going to convert this to a whole unit of gas, to a whole number, and then the leftover. So I'm going to have a mixed number here. So this is going to be 6 3/10 gallons of gas. And really what you would hear more would be like 6.3 gallons, which is the same thing. If you haven't seen our converting fractions to decimals video, you can see how we got that there. All right, so those are word problems with some fractions in them, just a little bit of a review. And that will wrap up our fraction playlist, our series there. Thanks, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.